from the legendary Warner Fest Studios in a predominantly white neighborhood, Warner Fest presents Showtime with the Paulo.
All right, it's time for Paulo, and I got to tell you, I wonder why we're even having him on tonight. If you look at the two big movies this weekend, Hellboy and The Rock Walking Tall, anyone who wants to see these movies is not the type of person to listen to a review, and anyone who is interested in reviews wouldn't go see these movies.
And there's also a Disney cartoon out. One of those weekends.
Paulo, why are we talking to you?
Paulo, you like the movie. First of all, sir, I mean, there's also The Prince and Me, with Julia Stiles as well.
Thank you. That also fits into, and I'm telling you, if I was doing a show for 13-year-old girls, I would say, get close to your radios, girls. Paulo's going to tell you about Julia Stiles and The Prince and Me. I don't know why these new movies, someone's running off with a prince. I didn't even know we still had princes, and every time there's another movie coming out for girls, people are marrying princes. What happened to a woman's lip?
There are a lot of princess movies coming around. I don't Ella Enchanted, and then the Princess Diaries too. Look,
we just got done with all the First Daughter movies.
Right, and no, you haven't gotten done with. They're coming. A lot of those are coming too. The thing is the only reason I was even remotely interested is because my mother was Danish, and this is the Prince of Denmark. So
I'm hungry. I like a Danish.
Your mother was a Danish?
It's horrible. It's horrible. They even the prince, the prince or the king and the queen of Denmark speak British. They don't speak British.
Why are we talking about this, Paulo?
So retarded.
This is a movie for children.
I understand. So then you have the Walking Tall with The Rock. And, admittedly, anybody who wants to see this, it just wants to see The Rock hit people with a big stick. And that's fine. And I can tell you it's under 90 minutes.
That's fine for people.
That's why I never liked The Rock. I know he has an enormous amount of fans. Even in the wrestling ring, he looks phony to me compared to the other wrestlers. And
I don't know why he's become the greatest wrestling actor. I don't know why he was the one that was picked for stardom. I guess he's a good-looking guy. But it's not like he's playing anything but The Rock. And when you were getting The Rock for free on TV every single week, and probably, better.
Yeah, I'd be fine. And the thing about it is he can arch his eyebrow really high.
Yeah.
That's a big talent that he has. And, of course, he's a big guy. But, I mean, as far as wrestlers goes, he doesn't look real. I mean, when he plays the Scorpion King, fine, he's a mythical creature. I can buy that. But as a real person, I just
can't. A mythical creature I can buy. Well, your mother was a Danish.
Yeah, that's right. She was a Danish.
Starving. Let's not bring up any kind of pastry.
Johnny Knoxville is in this Walking Tall movie, and he would even be a better for this part, I think, because it's supposed to be a guy who's oppressed in his little hometown where...
Let me just explain to everyone where Hollywood movies have gone now. A wrestler and a jackass are opening a major movie and will probably win the weekend, and we're supposed to somehow care. And I feel like a small part of me is responsible for that because we're talking about it on the radio.
I understand. And look, this is not... On the other hand, Hellboy, I'm sorry. There are some people who might want to hear a review of Hellboy.
Okay. All right, let's hear. And I want this to be the greatest review of Hellboy ever done. I don't want to hear nutty stuff. If it's really that important that we talk about Hellboy, I want to hear why.
I apologize. I feel I should mention Hellboy.
It's important because this is a comic book movie, but it could very well be one of the best of all time. I mean, it understands it's a comic book movie.
What are your favorite comic book movies?
Well, I mean, Spider-Man clearly is a very good comic book movie, and there's no problem with that. I mean, it was an enormous success, and it should have been. And Spider-Man's one of the best characters because he has that...
You don't even see his face. It's a guy in a mask swinging around with webs.
Okay, but I
think past a certain age, you go... I don't get it anymore.
Well, forget Spider-Man for now. You got Hellboy. Hellboy is a conflicted character because, he's a demon baby. But he was raised to be a good boy by,
Is this the Paulo story?
No, not at all.
All right, I'm interested to hear this. I didn't know this. So he was born of the devil.
Yeah, in other words...
His father's the devil.
It starts back with the Nazis, of course. Nazis. Nazis. the thing is that the Nazis have this bad thing going where they're desperate, so they're going into the occult, and they get Rasputin, of course, who is somehow connected with the other side and the occult and the devils. He's trying to bring back these incredible, horrible creatures from the depths of the, wherever he can get this, some void that he can create with the Nazis. They attack him, they break the machine, all it gets through is the little demon baby, which looks like a red monkey. And John Hurt adopts him, and
And this is a movie.
Yeah.
I wish the Nazis had invaded Denmark and killed your mother.
So, then he grows up to be, 60 years later, he's still got the mind of a 13-year-old. And the thing about Hellboy is, he's a demon, but, he's been brought up right by this John Hurt. And, but he's got all the moxie, he's got the wisecracks, and he has a heart, too, because he loves Selma Blair in this movie, who can throw fire. She throws fire.
And this is the information you thought was important to get out to people.
No, I'm just saying is that there is a romantic side to Hellboy, and I think...
So you liked Hellboy?
I did like Hellboy. Directed by Guillermo del Toro, who, has done some...
I know his brother Benicio is a wonderful man.
No, this is a Mexican...
Oh, that's Benicio.
He directed Blade, too. Then he did Mimic, but he also did some Mexican films, The Devil's Backbone, Kronos, that were very good.
Just all devil movies?
No, well, he did do some devil movies and obviously some superhero movies before, but so it's. I think of many of the films that I've seen, it understands all of the particulars that it needs to put in the right places. It's a little over 2 hours, but I think it holds up very well.
That's a long time for a demon baby movie. Because I want to go see this tomorrow.
Yeah, David Hyde Pierce is a fish man in this movie.
Niles Crane.
Yes. And they're kind of like a sort of a stripped-down X-Men type group, the Fishman, the girl who throws fire, and the Hellboy. And they fight, the forces of evil. Of course, Hellboy is, a demon. He should be evil as well.
Speaking of fighting demons, how's your big fat wife?
She's in the hospital today. She's been in the hospital for a few days.
What's going on?
You finally clocked her?
Now, when you say hospital, mean Nut Hut?
No. She went to the doctor, and the doctor, she had a fit in the office, and said, "This is it, do something," or and so he committed. I mean, he didn't commit her, but he put her in the hospital. And I think he's not telling us what he's doing, but he's putting probes in her. He's going down the throat and the other end, and so far all he's come up with is irritable bowel, apparently. But
that doesn't make you crazy.
I understand. But
she is just one irritable bowel.
We're trying to say that there's other problems here, but that's what he's come up with so far. So, she's still in there. She's been in there since Tuesday, and they're doing probes.
So you've been enjoying the last couple of days, right?
I've been enjoying them to the extent that I say, well, let's hope this accomplishes something. We don't want to just have you in the hospital for an extended period, just to have, for me to have a nice quiet time.
Yeah, just enjoy your nice quiet time.
It's a vacation from your problems, Polo.
I understand.
Do they have her strapped to the bed?
No, there was, she was worried because she had been in, to the other part of the hospital, the lockdown ward a couple of times recently.
Of course.
And, she said, no, I'm not going to that part because they don't give you water over there and stuff like that.
Well, I got to tell you the truth. I can't understand going to see Hellboy. And I also don't understand why people go to the movies on the weekends. I went to a movie not too long ago during the week. It's a place that I've been to on the weekend. It was so packed I turned around. I was literally alone on a Wednesday. If you go to any theater tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday during the daytime, it will be totally packed, and I don't care what's showing. So it's kind of insane with films.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're feeling, but most people don't have the luxury that, they want to go out, they want to see The Rock for 88 minutes and, have a little romance, a little action. And they want to go somewhere, have a restaurant. They have to go out on the weekend. They don't have the luxury to go to a nice Wednesday matinee.
You can go Wednesday night and there's not a lot of people there. I don't understand why you want to be packed in a movie theater.
Again, I like the empty theater myself. I like to sit in the back, when nobody's around.
Well, that's because you do a Pee Wee Herman.
Hey, But I'm just saying, that I completely understand. But let's keep it secret that it's quiet during the rest of the week. I don't want those people coming around.
I don't want any kid putting his feet on the back of my chair and pushing. And if I'm in a packed theater, and there's just too many kids in movies at the movie theater anymore, and you're always getting that. And I don't want to be the guy, you know what I mean, who turns around and goes, kid, what I tell you about kicking this thing, I'll beat you up and all your friends.
Yeah,
I know that you get away with a lot at school. I know that you get away with a lot at home. But if you touch this thing again, I'm going to punch you in the neck, and I'm going to punch you hard, and I don't care if I go to jail for it, because my seat's being kicked.
It's amazing to me how people can't make it down a row when they're trying to scoot to some of the middle seats, and they will hit the person that's sitting in front of them. They'll also, step on your popcorn and everything else. They'll kill your feet.
If you know you're a person with a small bladder, why not just grab an aisle seat? I don't want to be in the middle. I don't want to be stuck. I don't know why other people feel like they'll go right there, and they know it's going to be a packed house. They go right to the middle, and then they're getting up and down during the movie. Either get your popcorn. You can't hold your bladder for an hour and a half.
I can. Fortunately, I'm shy.
Yeah, I can hold my bladder, too.
But doesn't this stuff annoy you, Polo?
Look, I have two ways of handling it. I mean, if it's a packed theater, I usually try to go to the very front row. That way I don't even know anybody else is there. I'm just right in front.
Oh, I can't sit in the front row. I cannot. I'll just leave or sit on the steps. If I'm in a packed theater, I'm not going to be the guy sitting there looking up a giant nostril and then going home with my neck hurting.
No, I like the front row. As long as it's a large theater, there's usually a nice little distance in front of you. If I have to sit in a row where there's somebody behind me causing me problems, knocking my seat, I usually stretch my arms and hold them up for a couple of minutes just to, block their view.
Let the smell get them.
All right, so that's not fun. Now suddenly you're blocking people's views.
Yeah, and then,
Polo, you're not helpful.
And then I'll stand up and just stand and watch the movie in front of them if they really are a problem. And then if they have a problem with that, then I'll turn around and say, well, you shouldn't have been so rude yourself, mister.
Now you're reviewing moviegoers.
I can't stand when someone is at the theater and they don't realize their soda is done and they just keep sucking on it and sucking on it.
I hate the sound of ice being sucked on. All right,
for the whole movie.
Why do it now? Now it annoys me now.
What is with the people who, stick their feet over the seat so it's next to your head?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're not paying for a footstool in there.
And I've actually had people who take their shoes off and do that.
Yeah, stink foot. You can smell stink foot in the theater. Here's another reason why I don't like to go to weekend movies, at least Hollywood movies. There will be some kind of thing where somebody gets mangled in a car or something awful, and some teenage boy will yell that, he got jacked up, and then his friends will laugh. And I'm like, A, I know how to heckle. It's not a funny line. And B, that line gets done as long as I've been going to movies, where someone will decide to do the big, inappropriate laugh after the death scene or the rape scene.
One time I went to the movies, and a woman who is behind me is reading the credits along with the film and trying to do it. There's not even an announcer reading the credits, and you just hear Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator 3, and reading the credits through the film.
They say that a lot of this stuff never really happened until we had television, and people are so used to talking at home, watching TV, that they don't understand the theater experience at all.
Yeah, but, there are some theaters that, theater chains that are obviously very, very much against the noise and don't turn your cell phone. But I hear there are certain theater chains that actually encourage people. I mean, it's kind of a tradition for people to talk back to the screen and, argue with the movie.
Well, you hear say that they're doing this movie-okie now, Polo?
Yeah, I heard.
Well, I just feel like it's going to make it worse.
I actually know a guy who can recite about 10 movies verbatim with, every movie, specifically Scarface. I mean,
are you the person?
No. But, he would be good for that, the movie Okie.
All right, Paulo, somebody else wants to tell us why they hate theater so much. Here's Mike. Mike.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What do you got for us, buddy?
The one guy who rips ass in the middle of the theater, and it's so rank.
Because of the amount of popcorn being eaten in the theater, and people aren't used to that much popcorn, They go grab a tub of it, and then, of course, they get gassy. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. I'll tell you something else I'm done with, is commercials before the movie. It's $9 now to see a film. Why do I have to watch commercials? You're getting my money.
They're nonstop, too. It's not even just like something for Will Rogers. It is nonstop commercials.
I mean, you're getting regular commercials, the same commercials that you're seeing on TV.
Yeah, the worst commercial to me is the one with the submarine, and everybody has to be quiet, and then the cell phone comes on the submarine, and then they get blown up. Because that's to tell you, but that's almost defeating the purpose of the commercial, because then I don't understand some of these commercials trying to warn people to be quiet in the theater. They have football players yelling at people.
It's just stupid. Yeah, it just makes people rowdier. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, Fez, great show, man.
Yeah, it is good.
Hey, listen, the thing I can't take is that one character with the annoying laugh that's right behind you, and especially in a funny movie, and you want to enjoy the film, but every time the funny part comes up, you cringe because you know that you're going to hear that annoying laugh again.
Here's the problem. They not only laugh, they repeat the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they will yell out what I just heard, and movies have a tendency not to wait and not to, you know what I mean? It's not theater, so they don't know when they're getting a laugh. So the lines start right back up again. Here's Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah.
No, I actually went to take the kids to see Home on the Range today.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised that, I didn't feel like paying $3.75 for a 20-ounce Coke. So I'm like, okay, well, let me have a Coke machine right there at Potomac Mills right next to the theater. $3 for a 20-ounce Coke. It's bad enough that they're raping you for, $8.59 to see a movie. Then they're charging you, $3.75 for a Coke and, $20. It literally, by the time you get done taking a family of like 3 people to go see a movie, it's like, $40 or $50.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, but sir, haven't you ever carried a purse into a theater full of, your own items, whatever?
Yeah, but when I was a teenager, I'm a little bit older and I have more money now. But I'm just saying the simple fact that for a 20-ounce Coke that you can buy in any Coke machine in America for $1.
Why is it so much more expensive there? What is the problem, Polo?
You shouldn't have to carry a handbag.
Yeah.
To say, just so it doesn't look like a cooler.
I disagree. I don't want to bring a sandwich from home. I want to get food there. JP, you're on Ron and Fez.
First of all, get well soon to Paulo's big fat wife.
Yeah, that's nice to her. Yeah, I hope she gets over her mental
Been on
illness.
the toilet nonstop, so she's losing like crazy.
All right, I don't want to hear about it. I can't think about her dropping butt. JP, what do you got for us?
This one's the same as at like a wrestling event. Laser pointers. People still bring them out.
Laser pointers, which was such a craze a couple years ago. Thank God it's calmed down somewhat. And then some people are really thinking laser pointers are funny. Now, the only time I'll laugh if they're on someone's nipples, and then I will giggle. I
went to see Scary Movie 3, and when Pamela Anderson comes running down the stairs, 3 laser pointers on each nipple.
Yeah.
All set.
Yeah, and you have to laugh.
Almost like they're passing them out as you go in.
Marcus, you're on Ron and Fez with Paul Lowe. His life's a movie.
Oh, I actually don't mind the people around me, except for the idiot that I go with that sits there and narrates the whole time. The guy goes, "Oh, you got to watch this. Oh, pay attention. Oh, this is funny."
I can't believe it.
What the hell do you think I'm doing?
Or I don't even understand when someone will start clapping like when The Rock comes on the screen or when The Rock decides to start beating up the bad guy. What are you clapping for? The Rock can't hear you. Unfortunately, I can. I want to be like Elvis Presley. I want to rent the movie for myself in that theater, and only me and Lisa Marie are going to be there enjoying it. Here's Anna. Anna begins. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Ron and Fez.
Hey, darling.
I went to see The Passion of the Christ a few weeks ago, and I had people in front of me reading the lines out loud the whole movie long.
Reading the subtitles.
Yes.
See, that's what makes me think there's no God. Because why would he allow that to happen?
Other people have had heart attacks during that movie. Why not those folks?
Well, they should dub that movie into English.
Then I'll go see it. Then I'll be on my way. Yeah. I want it dubbed, and I want it dubbed by Japanese people. Steve, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, guys, I agree with everything you're saying. The only movie that's allowed to be talked in is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
My problem with the Rocky Horror Picture Show is, like, they want you to heckle, but you have to heckle the special lines. If you yell something out on your own, people will go, that's not the line. And I go, how do you know it's not the line?
Yeah,
I'm heckling.
Those are the inane morons that, their life is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, and they act like you're somehow stupid if you haven't got the script for what the heckles are supposed to be. Jimmy, you're on Ron of Fez.
Hey, Ron of Fez.
Hey, buddy.
I hate when people clap at the end of any movie.
I never understand
like it's a play.
Yeah. I guarantee as bad as the Star Wars have been, when the new Star Wars comes out and the Star Wars thing hits the screen, people will clap. They will go crazy.
As soon as they hear the music.
Yeah.
Right after the long time ago.
When I went to see episode 2, people clapped for music pieces within the film. Like the first time you started to hear the Darth Vader theme, like about 90 minutes into the film, you hear an uproar of cheering. I'm like, we're now clapping for ditties.
They think Ewan McGregor's going to come out and take a bow at the end.
Well, one of the problems is that they're putting out the CD now before the movie comes out, so those Star Wars kids are already reviewing that. This is going to be kick-ass. Listen to what John Williams pulled off. Hey, Lauren, you're on Fez.
Hey.
Hey, baby.
I was going to say that I went to a diner theater movie, and they ended up having a few kids behind us kicking us in the back of the head.
They kicked you right in the head?
Yeah. It's not just the fact that they kicked your chair, they kicked our head.
But they serve drinks in that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
They got kicked out of the theater, and they ended up getting kicked out of the theater.
Now, did you squeal on them, or did they, or they just caught on their own? Because I've never seen anyone go around a theater like an usher and tell people to shut their pie holes. Normally, it has to be the people themselves that can no longer take it. And somebody will just say to that guy who's doing the inappropriate thing, you want to shut up? And then that gets applause.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you have pictures of sangria in a movie,
like you don't bring one from home, pull out.
I'm just saying, but you got those adult theaters now. You ever go to the adult theaters where they have the sushi and
That sounds appetizing.
No, when I go to an adult theater, I'm just doing it to run a batch.
Yeah,
I'm like you, Fuzzy. I'm not going to trust raw fish in a dark movie theater.
Yum.
It just sounds like the craziest thing I've ever heard. JJ, you're on WJFK with Ron Fez.
Hey, I hate it when the projector breaks down.
All right, the problem now is that you don't have a guy, a projectionist, sitting there with it. So we have to wait now because one guy is running 15 different ones.
You'll hear the guy start out at the beginning. Someone will always yell, focus.
It's just stupid.
And unfortunately, these screenings, a lot of times, because they're just putting these things together, it's not like they've been running them all week. A lot of times, you'll get them, and they'll actually be out of order.
Yeah.
Or they'll be upside down and
backwards. They just don't know what they're doing. Here's something else that bugs me, and only some theaters will do it, where it will take them a while to bring the lights all the way down because they're worried about people arriving late. The film has started. I don't want to sit there in the semi-dark trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, Steve, you're on Run of Fez.
What's up, guys? What about the parents that take their children to completely inappropriate movies and then realize halfway through, maybe I shouldn't have done this?
Yeah, the kid is seeing something that's going to screw them up for the rest of their life.
I went to Pulp Fiction, and at the GIMP scene, this lady got up with her six-year-old kid and walked out. I was like, took you that long?
Yeah, it took you, you know what I mean? You didn't feel the need to leave earlier.
Well, I don't know. Parents should be talking to their children about these things.
About the GIMP?
Yeah. The people with crying babies, they know they got a baby. You know this is a baby that you have. And I understand that you want to get outside the house and you want to see films. You're going to be able to do that when the baby stops crying in public. That is your time to think, it's time for me to go. Vincent, you're on Ron Fez.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, buddy.
I think they should put sneeze guards on back of the seats so people won't be coughing and sneezing on the back of your head.
Why does anyone with a bad cough go to a film? Why don't you say to yourself, I'm not prepared to be in public?
People will start blowing the noses. It'll be everything that goes on. You hear every noise in there.
All right, here's one from Jenny Q. She says, I hate it when there's a funny moment, and then the Bush voters laugh a few seconds afterwards when they finally get it, when the dialogue has already continued, so the normal people miss what they're saying. There is sometimes when people have a half a beat off from what's happening that I don't even understand that one at all.
Well, anyone that's going to talk loud enough that has to get caught up with the movie.
Yeah.
What did he say? Who's that guy again?
Hi, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
This is Corky.
Hey, Corky, how you doing? It's my big brother, Corky.
What's up?
What are you doing tonight, Cork?
I'm at First Friday.
We don't know what that is. Is that a bar?
No. It's in downtown St. Pete. Shuts off part of the road, and they have vans and beer trucks out. That's the best part, the beer trucks. And you just party in the streets.
You party in the streets of St. Pete?
Downtown St. Pete.
So you just having beer tonight, Cork?
That's it.
We were talking movies.
Last one I saw was Arthur.
Arthur. That was a good one back in 1980.
He liked that movie.
Paulo, did you like Arthur?
Yeah, I liked Arthur, Actually, I was just going to say, I had some happy moments, some sad moments. And I hate people when I'm, it's a really sad movie and I'm crying and I'm wiping my face repeatedly, people looking at me.
Yeah, well, that can happen, Paulo. That's why you shouldn't, if you cry, it should be gently to yourself, not sitting there gasping and just keeled over like you're going to die.
They're going to look at you anyway, Hellboy.
No, tears are streaming down my face. I try and nonchalantly, you just wipe them away, but then they keep coming. I keep wiping them. And people are looking at me like, oh, look at that wuss, that big wuss.
What people? Who's looking at you?
I'm just saying, I don't like it when people look at me.
They're probably looking at that purse full of food you're carrying in.
Is that Paulo?
Yeah, that's Paulo, Cork.
Oh, he's got a picnic basket if he goes to a movie.
That's true. He's hungry. Paulo's hungry.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to carry a picnic basket or a cooler.
That's my buddy, though. He's a good guy.
Thanks, Corky.
Nice.
I'll stick up for him.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Say hey to Paul.
Hey.
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
Hey to Goober.
Corky says hey.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, we got to take a commercial break here. Paulo, thanks for being on with us tonight. I don't want you to call anymore unless you got good movies to review, all right? I don't want to hear...
That's my fault.
It is. I don't want to hear a Rock and Hellboy review.
I want you to go see Hellboy tonight, okay?
Is something else good coming out like next week?
Well, I did see Kill Bill.
How did you like it?
I loved it, but, there's a lot to talk about. I can't talk about it yet.
When's it due?
I think a couple of weeks, like the 16th. I think the video, the Kill Bill 1 is coming out a couple of days before on DVD, and then Kill Bill will be out Friday on the 16th, I think it is. I
can't wait. Corky, nice to talk to you, buddy.
Bert.
All right, thanks for calling, Cork.
All right, we'll see you.
We'll take a break. Ron and Fez Show.